But yeah, after some strikes back and forth, Moxley, as you expect, it's a fight. Um, Not going to be a thorough review, but anyway, Moxley got him with the Bulldog choke. I mean, decent match. Taylor passed out. Simple. Moxley took the mic, said he's pissed off, um, and said that to everyone who tries to befriend him or tries to come off against him, keep the hell up. So, saw a little reply from Lance Archer on Twitter or something about Mox's promo saying I accept or something. Nonetheless, I would love to see those two go at it again. Because again, Archer, not really much use with them. But where they go with Moxley, peculiar situation with the Blackpool Comic Club. Although we did see him in the main event. So, we'll see. Another edition of the Cope Open. So we got Adam Copeland, this time for Dante Martin. You can look at it both ways. Yes, what are they doing with Copeland? At the same time, he's helping bring on the young guys of AEW. And, I do like some of the benefits of the Cope Open. Griff Garrison made sense. Lee Moriarty, not so much. Dante. Copeland did address in a bit of a promo en route to his match with, get this, Minoru Suzuki on Wednesday. He did address, Christian Cage and why he does the Cope Open. So I get that. But nonetheless, fun match between the two. Dante had a good showing. His high-flying offense still paid to the outside. Springboard crossbody for a near fall. Paler by Adam. He actually caught Dante off a springboard into a spear. That was a good spot. Dante, it looked like they had to adjust, but he hit the nosedive onto Copeland, only for a near fall as Copeland got his foot on the bottom rope. Dante managed a sunset flip powerbomb for a near fall off the top rope. So Copeland was able to kick out and finally walked in now his new finisher of sorts. That brutal looking crossface with the arm trapped, the elbow trapped, and Dante tapped out. So there we go. Adam Copeland versus Minoru Suzuki. That's interesting. Battle as we gear towards Wednesday because Adam Copeland, there are reports out there that he would like to wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom in this journey with AEW. And of course, he can do that. Copeland in the Tokyo Dome. I'd like to see that. So, Bryan Danielson and Claudio was backstage Bryan talked about Eddie and his bravado, his new confidence after, winning the Continental Classic. Went on and on. Said that, losing to Eddie was the lowest of his career, and that's ironically beating him, aka Bryan. No, Siri. Jeez, I hate this. No. Ay. Anyways, so Bryan said, ironically, him losing Eddie is the height of Eddie's career. So I hear that, and then Claudio was just like, no. We get the drill. We'll see him in the main event. Sorry you for being friends with Eddie and Ortiz, as you'll just be a casualty. Top Flight, as this growing feud with Private Party continues. So, Dante was backstage with his brother and Andretti addressing that match with Adam Copeland, and all of a sudden, Private Party appear. Seriously, I hate these things. I'm starting to hate these things with, promos, and then all of a sudden it just interrupt, like they're right in the corner. I mean, so Cassie apparently had a do-rag for Lexi Nair. Kind of a little interesting touch. So Andre was not too pleased with Mark Quinn grabbing the ropes to get the pin in their tag team match on Dynamite. So then they offered to run it back, Darius said, unless you're scared. So they said, run it back, offered anytime, anywhere. So they left. Prop Party kind of posed with Lex in there, and that was it. The young tag teams being a good point of this tag team division. Good to see. Thunder Rosa versus Queen Animata. The Queen has been very active. Yeah, very active as of late. It's funny. Sky Blue was in that role of, need a match, against somebody, Sky Blue. And now, Queen Alma, she's getting reps, she's getting matches, she's getting time. Now that she's signed, she's decent. She's needs to see more out of her, more reps, some good matches, but, definitely see why she was signed. So, goes there. Thunder Rosa, it's still getting used to that. Yeah, still getting used to that new theme music, but nonetheless, new entrance. Thunder Rosa won here with the Tijuana Bomb, they called. So, it's like a pump out the driver into a press down. So, there you go. She won. So, goes there. Kingston and Ortiz backstage. I mean, we haven't seen Ortiz. Last time we may have seen Ortiz is his match with Santana. And we haven't seen Santana since then. I mean, it's like they didn't address it. They just put it on Rampage, and then if there's one thing that definitely pissed you off about that, it's that. Anyway, so obviously I was not too fond of the promo time and this and that, and that's to be done. We done. He left. Ortiz basically said, well, excuse me. Ortiz basically said they'll do his talking in the ring. So, there you go. Bullet Club Gold. Again, that new theme. It works, but yeah, I feel like the Bullet Club intro is the only thing that's missing. But it's great with that visual, with that entrance. I mean, it's just very good. Do miss Juice out there, which, by the way, they were out there, said something's missing. So, Austin Gunn found, what are they calling him? Rock Card Juice Blade? Or Juice Board? Whichever. But instead, it's a cutout of Juice Robinson as he's out for now with his back injury. Hopefully, Juice has a good recovery, and we miss him. Same with Omega. Same with MJF. Hope those guys have good recoveries, good safe recoveries, and are back as soon as they can. But yeah, so they were out there, and the Claim show up. And again, the talk about the faction, credit them for being champions, Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions. But then they boast the idea of them joining together for a faction. Talking about Billy Gunn going for singles gold. Talk about the Guns going for tag team gold. Talked about Jay White being a world champion. So at first they seemed conflicted. Try to band together for the Bang Bang Sis Gang. I think that's what Ballin said. So, had the Guns Up signal combined with the Scissor signal up in the air. Jay White did join in. Now again, so faction, so to say, is in. So we have over a month till Revolution. So it's still very possible, which I'm betting on, that we're getting a unification of sorts matchup for the 6-man trios titles. Because let's face it, too many titles. Having the Ring of Honor tag team titles again on AEW TV is a lot for an AEW fan or wrestling fan. So, nonetheless, we'll see. People, I get it that those people that are still annoyed about Jay White saying he's buried, they missed the boat, stuff, you know, Here's the thing. Jay White, I don't have to harp on it too much, but the evidence is there. He and Juice had a great run versus FTR for the tag team titles. He had that very good feud against MJF. He had a very good Continental Classic. And then, yes, the Ring of Honor titles. But the trios titles could certainly use Bullet Club Gold. They're in this like tweener-ish kind of thing right now, which I guess they're biding until they take the titles from the Acclaimed, which only makes sense. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, this whole JY is, they want to harp as soon as possible. That's my own take. Tony Storm. These promos, vignettes, whatever you want to say, they're gold. They're great. Funny. So, Tony Storm. So, cut to it from Dynamite Wednesday, which I think I saw this video. So, she was backstage with Luther and Mariah May. Talked about a meeting with Deonna Purrazzo, saying she'll basically meet her. And then she'll beat her. And then she will eat her. You know, overcoming this rapid sexuality. Seriously, the way she says it in this, like, Marilyn, way she fits this little Broadway, Marilyn Monroe type of deal, certainly works. So, then she told her children, "Come on, children, I'm ready for my pork dinner." So, Mariah May and Luther followed. So, there you go. Buddy Matthews versus Daniel Garcia. This is a fun, hard-hitting match. Definitely worked. Definitely worked. So, now I will say that Daniel Garcia's new Titantron and stuff, it's different. I'm not so sure if it works. Because the old graphics, I thought they worked very well. But hey, one of the graphics is one of them dancing, and then the colors, it's weird. Anyway, so this is a solid match between the two. Buddy Matthews. Now that Omega's out indefinitely, Buddy Matthews may have the best knees in the business. You know, I mean, not once, but a number of times. So, he hit Garcia with a big knee on the apron, but Garcia followed a pile driver. He targeted Buddy's knee for throughout the match. Walked a figure four on the apron, or in the post. Obviously, House of Black was not too thrilled. But Buddy hit a big jackhammer for a near fall, early following up. Garcia tried to bait Buddy with some mind games, tried to dance from his knees. So Buddy got his arms up, made like he was about to dance, and then hit Garcia with a big knee. Garcia then countered, rolled through, walked in the jackknife. That seems his MO. Jackknife, 1, 2, 3, beats Buddy Matthews. So, and after, of course, the big attack by House Black, FTR were there, kind of made the save. Yeah, big brawl. So, I will definitely say, besides sending tall, House Black needs to get these wins. They need to get wins. And, this match next week. So, Dax made a challenge. Called for a trios match, elimination style, in a cage next week. That's certainly different. A trios elimination in a cage. Certainly different. How will that fare? I'm not sure. But yeah, House of Black definitely need to win that. Certainly be great. Roderick Strong versus Matt Sydal. Apparently this was their third outing against one another. Very solid. So, yeah. Anywho, match solid for what it was. We know both can bring. Roddy, of course, going for the international title against Orange Cassidy. Solid outing, but end of heartache by Roddy. 1, 2, 3. Again, the theme, the presentation, everything, it just works. Main event. Bryan and Claudio versus Ortiz and Kingston. Solid main event. Not a lot to it. Bryan, it's good to see him healthier. Still seeing him at the Okada match. That was something. Yeah. It's weird now. It's 2024. Ospreay coming in next month. The matches have to be made. Before Bryan goes part-time, Bryan versus Buddy, Bryan versus Malachi, Bryan versus Ospreay. But match solid. We knew who was going to take the pin here, and that was Ortiz. Ortiz was the casualty. Psycho knee by Bryan for the win. Bryan, you can tell he wants to be a heel again. Him and this Eddie back and forth, sort of he's a bum chant, and that certainly got Eddie annoyed. Yeah. Can't help but like this cocky style or bit arrogant style by Bryan. So, Bryan actually did an interview afterwards and talked about he's coming for that Continental crown of Eddie. Certainly something. Way to add to the legacy already, the Continental crown. Yeah, we'll see. Um, but yeah, as far as Wednesday's Dynamite, I mean, it's looking solid. So I already mentioned Minoru Suzuki versus Adam Copeland. That's one. Jeff Hardy. We know his displeasures of being on Rampage a bunch the last few weeks. That changes. It's going to be on Dynamite. Swerve versus Jeff Hardy. A sound match to add to Swerve's momentum going into Revolution. That's another. Hangman Adam Page versus Penta El Zero Miedo. That's a hell of a match. I mean, Tony Khan probably heard the displeasures about AEW Homecoming, and they need to reset going into Revolution. Well, Dynamite was solid on Wednesday. Gotta continue. Collision was decent, was solid. But yeah, it's always good the direction going into these pay-per-views. So can certainly appreciate. I think Wardlow is also gonna fight Trent Beretta. Yeah, Wardlow needs to get some wins if we want to build up Wardlow. Potentially take the title. World title. So yeah, that. Gonna hear from Sting and Darby. So that. Tony Storm and Peraza gonna have face to face. I mean, Mogul Embassy first the Acclaimed. Curious how that's gonna fare after losing the 6-man tag team titles of Ring of Honor, but they certainly really like the lineup to Dynamite, so we'll see. But in that thing with Darby and Sting, I imagine the Young Bucks will make their presence felt. We'll see. But good. Solid stuff from Collision on Saturday. Again, apologize for the delay in uploading, but yeah, again, it's on the channel. Post it Sunday morning, so give up for that. And then, of course, recording this Collision review, so you get that. Don't worry, guys. Thanks to less games happening in the sports world, I'm making a more cognitive approach in my schedule starting this week. Of course, still the 2 AEW shows reviews, so yeah. But nonetheless, thank you guys all for joining me. Like it, thumbs up. Click that like button. Thank you guys all. Subscribe. You know where that is. Thank you guys all. Thank you very much. See you guys later this week for, again, the AEW Dynamite, and then next week for Collision. So keep it up. Thank you guys. So long. See you guys next time. Peace. So.